glad that you tuned in today to Rolonda. You might want to call some of your friends because we're planning to learn an awful lot about something many of us get a little discomforted over. Joining us in this studio are going to be several of the biggest names in the rap industry. And later I'm going to introduce you to Luther Campbell, aka Luke, formerly of the notorious 2 Live Crew, which was often the center of intense controversy over their sexually explicit lyrics. We're also joining Luke. We're going to be talking with the infamous Chuck D, who you may remember from a few years back when he was with Public Enemy. Public Enemy broke ground in the world of gangster rap, and that's the subject we're going to talk about today on Rolonda. Earlier this month, we lost one of the biggest names, and some say one of the most talented people in the world of music, Tupac Shakur. Few of us know much about his rap. Few of us know much about the man.
America eats its babies. No matter what y'all think about me, I'm still your child.
Man, I've been struggling trying to get in here a long time. You're gonna have to earn your way. Sure hope you can make it.
I'm gonna try. Thanks a lot.
Come on, get that line up. Get that line up. Here. All right, Mark. Stop CPR. Everybody clear? Oh, yeah, come on. We can't have this. Come on. Let's go. You can call him and tell him that the patient's DOA. He's gone.
When I was pregnant in jail, I thought I was going to have a baby.
There's no doubt he was an extremely talented young man. Tragically, though, he is one of the thousands of young black men who die violently each year. Gangster rap is often criticized for its violent content, its explicit language. Rapper Chino XL is moving up the Billboard charts, and his rhymes, as they call them, often have violent themes as well. And Chino defends the use of violence. Why?
I don't only defend the use of violence in music. I defend artistry in general. I defend free speech. I feel that an artist should be able to paint his picture any way he wants to. You know, and I understand a lot of people get upset about a lot of things that people do in the media, but I think, you know, this is your only canvas. It's therapeutic to a lot of artists. A lot of people on this panel, the way we stay sane, you know what I mean, is to go into a situation and recording and getting all of it out.
Mm-hmm. So it's like poetry in some ways, that people work through life problems or life experiences, things that they see. It's like poetry to music. Is
Right.
that what you're saying?
Right.
You may have heard of these two guys who now call themselves Cocoa Bees, but more likely you know them as Smith and Wesson. I want you to meet Tex and Steele, who are proud to call themselves gangsta rappers. Tell me, Smith and Wesson, well, that speaks in itself there, right? What explain to those who don't know, as much as we talk about it, there's still a lot of people who have no clue of what we mean when we say gangsta rap. What is gangsta rap?
Well, we don't glorify gang. We don't call ourselves gangster rappers. We just rhyme what our local sidewalks youth can comprehend with. You know, we give them the language, we break it down to the slang that they run around and talk to each other with. So that way, I mean, if that's what you want to call it, gangster, that's how we just do it. We just talk to them. When
you say gangster, I'm a gangster rapper, does that mean that you are in a gang?
Well, you gotta think about it. First, the word gang just means like a bunch, like we all these people here, this is a gang. You have a gang of people right here. Mm-hmm. And we don't know I don't know any of their motives, but I know right now they're congregated right now. They are a gang right now. They could be threatening me, or they could be here to listen or to participate or what have you, but they are a gang. And depending on how I look at them, I could perceive them to be as threatening. But that's just my limitation that I have on myself. I'm not having an open mind or open heart to say, well, they are just individuals that's coming for whatever reason.
So this is the Ro Show gang.
This is the Ro Show gang.
Does that make me a gangster rapper?
You're a gangster host, definitely. You're definitely a star because you shine. And this is your gang because we all here, so we all here for the Ro Show. So yes, you are a Ro gangster.
Thank you. And I gotta say, y'all, thank you. I take that as a major compliment. I've got to say that from East Coast to West Coast, when we said we were pulling together this show, we had rappers come out of the woodwork to support us. And I think the reason is because people need to understand a little more deeply about what gangster rap is all about and just what Tupac's life and death might mean to us, our children, our communities. I would like you to also welcome one of the hottest new names on the Def Jam label, J.O. Felony. At the age of 25, he has quite a life story to tell. At 14, J.O., which stands for Just a against you officers was arrested for selling cocaine.
You learn real fast to put your hands up quick, black. Yo, just put an out of order sign on your Bozak. I didn't twitch, scratch your itch. They found a 9 in my inside pocket, ain't that a...
J.O., I think I'm hearing a term called reality rap. That is like, they say, gangster rap. Is that reality, what you wrote about in your rap, what your life was about at 14 selling cocaine?
Yeah, it was like, you know, I mean, when I got into that, it was like older guys in the community or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I was going to school or whatever, trying to do my thing. And I seen a better way at that time that I thought it was a better way to make money, you know? So instead of me going to school and getting, you know, a righteous education, I turned to the streets, you know, and got me a gun or whatever I had to do, you know, moved out of my mom's house at a young age and just went for self, you know.
Now, let me ask you this. Were you influenced by what you heard on the radio that made you go out and sell the cocaine and pack a pistol?
No, it wasn't, it didn't have nothing to do with the media because, you know, since birth, you know, I was grown into that type of life. You know what I'm saying? I had brothers that slung or whatever they had to do to survive.
Slung? What's that mean?
Slang mean like selling cane or whatever.
Cocaine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was, you know, I grew into it like that. It wasn't because rap music wasn't even out there when I was, you know, a kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm only 23 right now, and now I'm trying to take my life in a positive direction. And, you know, with the death of Pac, you know what I'm saying? It's like people got to start waking up and realizing, I mean, it's an everyday thing. It ain't, you know, if it wasn't Pac, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like in LA or San Diego or wherever, it goes on every day. You know what I'm saying? And killing goes on every day, but now it's, you know, a hot, you know, type of MC or whatever that lost his life. Now everybody's like waking up and trying to realize what's really going on, but it's been going on all the time.
Well, let's hope, and I hear a lot of people agreeing here. We're hoping that as difficult as it is to hear about the death of Tupac Shakur, we are hoping that his life stands for something. That's what we are here today for.
His life definitely stood for something.
Hold on a second, let's continue talking about that. And Ronin Ro, we're gonna get to you when we come back. I like that name, by the way. In our next segment, you're also going to meet a teenager who loved Tupac so much, loved his music so much, that she actually set up a shrine to him. We're going to talk to her, this young girl, and her mom right after this.
Hi, Rolonda. My name is Cherie Smith. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm in the 11th grade, and I'm 16 years old. And as you guys can see, you are in my room, which is basically Tupac Mania.
Yo, what's up, Rolonda? It's Fat Joe representing. Talk about Tupac today. You know what I mean? He was a great brother, or a great artist. You know what I mean? I feel a lot of people didn't understand him.
We're doing something like a town hall meeting on the Rolonda show today, and the topic is gangster rap. The reason that we're doing this is so that people have a better understanding about what gangster rap is all about. There was so much talk about it as we learned of the death of Tupac Shakur. What does that mean for our children, for our communities, for ourselves, and the rap community at large? We have an exclusive interview with Ronin Ro. He is the author of the new book entitled Gansta, The Merchandising Rhymes of Violence. Ronin says that gangsta, or reality rap, is a destructive force. Ronin, why do you say that?
I say that some of it is because it's just like, you know what I'm saying, you could have a problem, but you should really be trying to find a way out of a problem too, you know? Like a lot of artists kick reality and they try to, you know, they really have to live this lifestyle. They're really from neighborhoods. And some of them just, like, they know a guy who knows a guy who knows two people, who know a relative or someone who lived near someone who was a gangster, and they just doing it for the, you know, almighty dollar. That's why.
Now, Chino says that it's a form of art, that is a way of expressing frustration with the streets and the world.
Yeah, he's right. You know, like nothing's written in stone. Like some artists are cool and some of them are whack, you know, and some of them are even MCs. Some of them are rappers and some are MCs.
Now, when you say MCs, what does that mean?
MCs mean people who really bring it, you know, mic controllers, you know, move the crowd. Some of them are just, you know, just trying to formulate a hook, put it in every 8 bars, you know, shake their butt and just, you know, be mindless.
Well,
Pat,
now, is that, and you agree over here, huh? Yeah. You agree with that. Tell me why you were quick to agree with what Ronin just said. Tell me a bit about that.
Well, because I'm an MC. You know what I'm saying? My name is Jeffrey D, and I'm from Brooklyn. And what he said is definitely is about, you know, kicking it and bringing it. You know, it's not all about. I just like to say that Tupac's death had nothing to do with rap. All right. Yeah. Tupac lived a life, and he lived it the way he wanted to live it. And some things happen. It's unfortunate, you know, but it has nothing to do with rap. Rap has come a long way, and
Ronin, do you agree with that, though?
Definitely, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
You talking, man? Blow it up.
Blow it up, man.
Yeah,
sorry.
okay.
Blow it up, man.
Let me introduce you to somebody else. Chubb Rock is a rapper, and he censors the rap music that his kids listen to. Why do you censor that music? How do you censor it?
You know, if you want to deal with the negatives or the conflictions or whatever, you can do that in the privacy of your home with your kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't judge them. You can't judge them, and Channel 5 and 4 and whatever can't judge them.
Mm-hmm.
God can judge him.
But you also take that music, yeah. You take the music that your children listen to, and you yourself censor it before they hear. How do you do that?
No, because I'm a father. You know, I control my house. You know, fathers got to control their house.
Now, Chubb, there are a lot of people who say that the media and their gangster rap is going to influence your children. Do you agree with that? Is that why you're censoring it?
Ma'am, if a 5-minute record, 2-hour movie can change what I teach my child, then I failed.
I got to get a high five on you. I'm sorry. I got to get a high five on it. Absolutely. When we come back, I'd really like to delve into that East Coast, West Coast rivalry, if there is one. Let's talk about that. And I'm also going to introduce you to a teenager who loved Tupac and his music so much that she actually erected a shrine just to him. Stay tuned. We'll be right back in a minute.
And I'm a convict, and my homeboy just got off a murder case. So that tell you that it's pure talent, no hype. We don't got no all-American smiles. They don't even want to buy our record, but they gotta buy our record because we represent the street. This ain't no game. If this was chess, we'd be yelling checkmate 3 years ago.
She's pregnant with 8 babies and wants to deliver them all, even if doctors say it's dangerous. Are you sure you know what you're getting into? 8 babies? Why would a mother make this choice? An exclusive interview next, Rolonda. To the music, there's one little girl here, 15-year-old Sherry, who's just into the groove. She's from Las Vegas, Nevada. She is a tried and true fan of Tupac Shakur. She even got her mom, Faye, who didn't care so much for Tupac's music, to go and try to visit him in the hospital before he died. You actually created a shrine, erected a shrine for Tupac. What is it about the man and his music that has you so enraptured?
Well, of course, it's his looks, and then you have like his different personalities and the way he expresses himself to the people.
Mm-hmm. Mom, what did you think about this when she started falling head over heels for a gangster rapper?
First, I was against it. Oh, Cherie, I don't like all this rap and stuff. But she kind of educated me on it.
What did she say? Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Mama's gotten educated now. What did she teach you?
She's surrounded around a lot of positive people. So, and she has morals, and I don't worry about what she listen to, because whatever comes to the house, I hear anyway. And we discuss, you know, why she shouldn't listen to it, and she'll give me her opinion.
Let me ask you this, because I like what I'm hearing, what you're saying here, that you sat down and you talked with your daughter about it.
Yeah.
Did you express concern? What were the concerns that you expressed to Sherry?
Well, the violence, the name calling, you know,
dissing girls and women.
Yeah,
and that
you know.
kind of...
And I would ask her. She said, "Well, Mom, you know, it's not about us. It's just part of the song, you know." And I said, "Okay, Cherie, you know, like I said, she educated me on it."
You went out to the hospital. You actually met Tupac's mother, didn't you?
His mom and his sister.
His mom and his sister. What was that like, a mother to mother, from Sherry to Tupac? What did you share? What was special?
Shocked. Because it was like, I adore Tupac a lot, and since I couldn't meet him, I met his mom, and I was like, when the officer told me what his mom said, you can come in, it was like my face just dropped, and I didn't realize it And so when I went in, I had brought a card for Tupac, and it said, "Get well soon, I love you." And it was like, "Call me in the morning," little joke thing to make him feel better. And I had wrote like my phone number and everything in it, and his mom took it, and she was just hugging me and crying, and she was saying how much she appreciated and how she needed the more love and care and stuff. And then his sister came in and she was talking to us.
I want you to meet Richard and Rashawn and Daddy Charles here. I want to talk to you guys when I get back about how Daddy handles your rapping in the house, okay? Right after this. We're also coming up, we have a segment a lot of you have been waiting for. You're going to meet the original bad boy of rap, Luke Campbell. He'll be with us as soon as we come back, right after this.
Hey, don't forget to like when you like, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when the next video is uploaded.
She's pregnant with 8 babies and wants to deliver them all, even if doctors say it's dangerous. Are you sure you know what you're getting into? 8 babies? Why would a mother make this choice? An exclusive interview next, Rolonda. We introduce you to 2 10-year-olds, Richard and Rashawn, who are the sons of Charles here. And I wonder, you guys like rap music too?
Yes.
Is it a problem in your house when you listen to it?
Not really.
Not really? When you hear all the folks saying that gangster rap influences young boys like you, what do you say to that? Does that make sense to you?
I say, like, it's not the music, it's not like what they say in the bad things. Listen to the good things first.
Charles, when you have those types of lyrics in the song,
Yeah.
is that where you put your foot down, or are you open to all of these?
It's like this. Lyrically, I mean, they watch Arnold Schwarzenegger kill, 25 people every movie? And I've yet to see a black kid or a white kid go shoot somebody just for that. I do censor some of the stuff that's out there, but just like he had that type of record, he also had, what's your favorite?
Like,
Go ahead.
of his?
Yes.
Keep your head up.
Keep your head up, that's right.
Which one did you like?
Which
Damn
one?
Mama.
Huh?
Damn Mama.
See?
Ma-
And so what I'm saying is that
And
there's
those are
good-
2 beautiful songs.
There's good and bad, but Tupac, as far as I'm concerned, what he did was he started off, you know, on a negative as far as where he was born, but he's a young man, a young black man, 25 years old, went further than most people my age, and I'll be 50, okay, in that time, and he made an impression. It wasn't all good, but who here is all good?
That's right.
When we come back, we're going to talk with Chuck D and Luke Campbell and some other heavy hitters in the rap industry as soon as we return. We'll be right back.
Well, I'm hoping that it was a wake-up call for a lot of people, because there's been a lot of examples with people dying and people really haven't caught it yet. You know what I'm saying? They're still doing the same things. They're out there, you know, they're killing each other. It's just violence. It's like, I don't understand what the problem is.
Yes. Sales are up in the week of Tupac's death. Sales were up of his albums, of his CDs. More and more people getting to know more about gangster rap, getting to know more about the life and death of Tupac Shakur. We have Chuck D and Luke Campbell and Moni Love joining us now. Luke, you've been watching the show up to this point. What are you thinking about as we talk about gangster rap, as we're hearing, as parents and kids are trying to talk things out and figure out if this is influential in any way?
I mean, you know, it's just like Chuck was saying in the back, it's like deja vu. I'm glad to know that a lot of people are more educated on different styles of music. Glad to see kids are more educated. I mean, something Chubb said, you know, it's parents' responsibility to govern their household the way they need to govern it.
That's right.
And it's not society's problem, but, you know, because when we were going through all that stuff before, and I'm sure, you know, at the same time Chuck then was going through the same thing, a lot of people didn't understand the music. Now a lot of people do understand the music, and so when you see a lot of media hype and letting people, media bashing the music and saying, oh, those rappers again are doing something wrong again. A lot of people are educated now.
Mm-hmm. Chuck D, what do you say?
First of all, I like to check your ratings on this show. Really,
Why?
I would say television as an overall is very poor when it comes to balancing black people's character. They always want to show one side of black people. And no offense against you, Ro, but like Luke said, it's like deja vu. When there's a problem, we're going to get national coverage, and there's so many positive things that happen in rap. And when you look at somebody like Tupac, he did so many brilliant things that were rarely talked about. And when he did something bad or something bad happened to him, it reached the covers of the magazine, the television shows. It was big, big news, and plenty of times.
What do you remember about Tupac?
Oh, nothing but the high road, a large body of work in such a short period of time, the James Dean of our time. Very brilliant. Helped put him on his first tour when he was a shorty. Luke remembers. We were old beard guys.
Russell Simmons, CEO of Def Jam Records, sent us a statement. He said, in business, Tupac was enthusiastic and professional. He was a talented actor, a great rapper, and one of the most amazing poets of our time. His lyrics were so insightful, intelligent, sophisticated, and polished that they could touch anyone who spoke the language. On a personal level, he was always gracious, sweet, and considerate to me. I hope something positive can come from his death because so many positive things came from his life. When we come back, I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine, Michael Concepcion, a former gang banger himself who was paralyzed at the age of 21. Michael is going to talk with us about trying to bring more peace to our neighborhoods, perhaps in the form of this type of rap session. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
We, black youth, are feeling the brunt of poor leadership. We are rejected, we're alienated, we're misunderstood, miseducated. We have not only our own race on our backs, but we got every other race in existence on our back. And that is the problem.
She's pregnant with 8 babies and wants to deliver them all, even if doctors say it's dangerous. Are you sure you know what you're getting into? 8 babies? Why would a mother make this choice? An exclusive interview next, Rolonda.
There was blood coming everywhere. And my concern was him. I said, you hit? He said, I'm hitting. So I said, I'm finna get you to a hospital right now. So I'm driving like a madman, trying to, get help to help him. And the first thing he said, laughingly, jokingly, loudly, is, I need a hospital? You the one shot in the head. Don't you think you need a hospital?
I noticed a lot of you, as Suge Knight was talking there and got a bit choked up, a lot of you had that feeling too. There seems to be an extreme feeling of respect and great loss here in the studio. I don't know if people are feeling that, but is that what I'm sensing? Is that what people are feeling a great deal? It seems to be a very, well, as things happen when we lose important people. You were talking a bit, Chuck D, about just what he was like as a person. For those who did not know Tupac, and Moni, you knew him too. What was it like? And Moni, in fact, I remember you were talking about wondering if there was anything that you could have done as a friend. I think that most of us, when we lose a good friend, we think, is there anything that I could have done? Is there something I could have said? What are you going through?
I was telling Chuck when I first came out here that I feel kind of messed up that it took something like this. I haven't seen Chuck in so long. I haven't seen Chubb in so long, you know what I'm saying? And when I was a rookie, if it wasn't for people like these, I wouldn't have been on no tours,
Yeah.
and me and Pop was rookies at the same time. I was in Latifah's camp doing ladies first, and Pop was the rookie with Digital Underground doing Do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump.
Let me bring in Michael Concepcion here, who knows quite a bit about real life gangsters. He is the original founder of the Crypts. He was paralyzed at the age of 21 in a gunfight. And I'm sure that as we talk, I mean, there's been a lot of talk, Michael, about the East-West Coast rivalry among gangsta rappers. Is that reality?
Well, you know, I think I don't think it's against East Coast and West Coast. I think if it is something, it's a war. It's probably a war against some certain individuals, you know, that don't have nothing to do with it. Because I'm from the West Coast, and Chuck and, you know, quite a few people over here on the East Coast, you know, I really love, you know, just as much as I love a lot of people on the West Coast, you know, that might have something to do with other individuals. But, you know, what happened to Tupac, it was an unfortunate thing, you know, and it's something that's sad, you know, and I knew Tupac too, you know, and matter of fact, a week before he died, he reached out and touched one of my partners and told them to tell me hello. I think that Tupac was reaching out, trying to find a happy home, somebody that can understand him, you know, and maybe got a little twisted, you know, and might have got with the wrong people, you know, that put him more, set him up to, you know, feel like he's inferior, and it ended up in the situation that he's in. It's a real sad situation because Tupac was a real good person. He was a real good person, and I hope that a lot of kids look at that, and when the ones, even myself, because, you know, that's what got me into gang banging, because I was always, even though I had good parents, but I had a big family, and I was always looking out for somebody to touch me, somebody that I can talk to and feel comfortable with, and somebody that can really tell me the right things and not the wrong things. And I think Tupac kind of got caught up in a situation like that. And I hope that, you know, I just hope that, you know, a lot of kids, you know, see this and know that, you know, a lot of the radicalness that they stay away from, you know. And I'm doing good now, you know, and I hope that people can look at a person like Mike Concepcion. If you really want to be something in life, just really work real hard at it. You don't have to do wrong to make you, to think it's gonna help you succeed in life.
There has been a real movement to bring peace out of all of the mayhem that people believe has come out of whatever happened to Tupac. Reverend Herbert Daugherty here knew Tupac. You watched him grow up, didn't you?
Up to a point. He joined my church when he was 10. His mother brought him with his sister, Sejua. I'd known his mother before. And what is vivid in my mind is when he came forward, the three of them, to the altar, I asked him, I said, what do you want to be? And he looked up, and I can remember as though it was yesterday. He said, I want to be a revolutionary. And I was startled because, number one, he was serious. And two, 10 years old, is you don't usually be thinking about revolution. And so I watched him. He was very sensitive, all the kinds of things that we've heard, very sensitive, extremely precocious, intelligent. His teacher, I talked with his 5th grade teacher the other day, and she was telling me that he was the smartest boy in the class, but always late. But when he'd come late, he would bring a dandelion. He'd bring something, you know.
Charmer.
Yeah, charmer. That's him. That's exactly what his mother said. A charmer.
Let me ask you this, Reverend. There's so many kids like the Valerie we talked to, and Rashad over there, and Rashawn, and there's so many kids who really, really admired Tupac. If they take anything from the life that he lost to the life that they have, what would be the thing that you would say take from this young man?
The message that particularly young people need to hear, and the message that Tupac leave with us, is that you can make it no matter what. Nobody but nobody, nothing but nothing can stop you from achieving your objective. And Tupac demonstrated that. He wanted to be an artist, and he lived to be an artist. And the obstacles that were in his way, he simply surmounted them, pushed them aside, went under, over, whatever, and he achieved his objective. So all of the young people in particular who are listening, don't ever cop an excuse.
I strongly
And
believe
so
that.
that no matter
Strongly
who you are-
believe that. Absolutely. Up next, we're going to meet the editor of Vibe magazine and a New York journalist who is going to reveal a bit about their thoughts about gangster rap and what influence Tupac might have on us. We'll be right back in a minute.
It's like MTV, all the papers, they building me up. Now they destroying me on the same image that they perpetuated. You know what I'm saying? I'm selling records. This is what I do for a living. I'm selling records. Don't get it twisted. This is not my real life.
Kids getting killed all over everywhere, man. In LA, New York, Arkansas, now Vegas. It got to stop now. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And that's the law of the grand jury.
And that's Michael Concepcion there. Wow. You know, Chino XL, I gotta say that in one of Tupac's raps, he comes out and disses you.
Uh-oh.
Was that a real rivalry going on? Was there a problem between the two of you?
The main reason I came on your show, Rolonda, besides that you have a nice show,
Thank you.
is that I wanted to get out in the open and use myself as an example that, like, Tupac and I had a rivalry, but it was on records. I spent a lot of time in LA, and it stayed there. And I want to talk about how I wanted to say that, you know, when he died, even a lot of people who you may think didn't get along with him were hurt. I was on my way to Virginia on the turnpike, and when Red Alert said it, it hurt me just like it hurt when I heard that Scott LaRock had passed. It reminded me of that same moment. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody that might remember Scott.
I'm glad Chino said that because they're talking about East versus West. I hate to say that. We ain't from either coast.
I am so glad that y'all put that to perspective because
from
that's
England.
what
We don't want to go there.
You know, look, and I'm from North Carolina. I wouldn't have fit in any place. But I'm glad you put it in there because that is what we keep hearing in the media. That's what we hear in the news. East Coast, West Coast. In fact, let me tell you this. Folks were scared to have East Coast and West Coast rappers in here in the Rolonda show, afraid something might jump off. So I'm really happy that we got that straight. Look how things snowball. That's how things
You
snowball.
notice the metal detectors in the police
Right.
back there.
We do that all the time for everybody's sake. It's true. It really is true. I'd like you to introduce you to some more folks. Those two fine journalists who cover gangster rap extensively. I want you to meet Touré of the he has written for the New Yorker, New York Times, Rolling Stone, Village Voice. And I also like you to meet Alan Light, who is editor of Vibe magazine, which deals with rap music. What are your observations? Just what are you thinking, Touré?
Well, what I'm thinking about, I want to go back to what Suge said before, because he was talking about how Tupac knew how to laugh through his pain after he got shot. And that was the first thing that impressed me about Pac, because he knew how to laugh through his pain. And that's something that this generation hasn't really learned. There's so much anger. When I first met him, it was in 1993, and he was in a Manhattan courtroom. And he was in the courtrooms that year more than he was in the studio. And he was outside, and it was the funniest thing. He was commenting on how the courtroom process was taking so long, and he was like, you know, the prosecution's getting paid, the jury's getting paid, the judge is getting paid, my people are getting paid, and I'm not getting paid. And everybody else is on the clock, and I'm paying for all of it. And everybody was laughing, and it was just so precise how he was able to laugh at his situation. And we aren't able to do that.
See, it's bugged because Pop, he found God. That's what it was. He was a beacon. He was a light put here for a reason, so he was taken away for a reason. This come together, this was bound to happen, whether it happened to him or anybody.
And I'm going to tell you, it's a different kind of show than we've done, too. There's a calmness about this show. There's a spiritual something about the show. I'm not saying anything
Because
about whether...
Like he said, at 10 years old, he was talking about revolution.
Alan, why don't you make a comment? Are we glorifying something? Are we glorifying Tupac too much?
Well, I don't think that, I don't think this is about glorifying Tupac, and I don't think what he was doing was about glorifying the situations that he was in. He was reporting on that. People are here to report about him and what they took away from from their time with him. I mean, I just keep thinking about what Chuck said before. There's a cycle here where every few years something comes up that brings it back to, oh, this gangster rap is bad and it's causing these problems and we've got to shut it down. Then it's something else, it goes away for a while, it's something else a few years later. The records aren't going to go away until the situations go away.
That's right. You want to change the music and the lyrics, then you change the streets. You change the streets. Yes, sir.
I've been sitting here listening, and I just wanted to say as an artist that there's no such thing as gangster rap, because real gangsters don't rap.
Reality rap. That makes sense to me. Reality rap.
The gangsters own those big corporations.
Which are located in LA and New York primarily.
Primarily.
East Coast, West Coast.
That's right.
Like what my man Don said about being an artist. Like what my man with the dread said, I think that they have a lot of pigeonhole on black artists in general. They won't allow us to be diverse. And the one thing, even though whatever problems me and Pac had on records, I liked about him is that he took his poetic license to the level that he wanted to. If he wanted to wake up in the morning and say something about me, he would do it.
Isn't that what the First Amendment is all about? That's what our freedom of speech is
then
about.
He would make a song about how he felt about his mother. That's the way we should all be allowed to act.
That's right. We're going to meet a young rapper who has got a few rhymes for Rap for Peace after this.
Hey, don't forget to like when you like, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when the next video is uploaded.
Pregnant with 8 babies, she stunned the world. Her story in an exclusive interview.
Why were you taking fertility drugs?
I needed a booster.
You certainly got that, didn't you?
But is delivering all 8 babies too dangerous?
There would be an incredible chance that the babies would die.
Are you sure you know what you're getting into? 8 babies?
We know exactly.
I want to hear Mandy answer this because she's the one who's got to deliver those 8 kids.
Why would a mother make this choice? Next, Rolonda.
To our young rapper who's going to close our show, I know that you had one thing to say as well.
Yeah, well, the one thing is, we speak on how negative Tupac was or how positive he was or his rights and his wrongs, but when the brother was trying to reach out and say he wanted to change his life and do things that made his life better, nobody was there to help him. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is, the brother went to jail and everything like that, and it took somebody that came from the West Coast, not saying that, whether I'm on anybody's side or anything like that, but it took a brother from the West Coast to come and get him out and help him out when there was supposed to have been a number of brothers that were supposed to have been there to help him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not only that, a brother shouldn't have to die for something that he should never have to fight for. He just wanted his own type of way of living, and he wanted people to understand where he was coming from. And it was kind of hard for all of us to accept it, but at the same time, we project the same thing that we couldn't accept from him. You know what I'm saying? This is an everyday thing. And only the individual could stop the killing, and only the individual can make sure that our everyday life goes on the way it's supposed to be.
But what I hear you saying is that the community that was around him, or around all of our kids, have a responsibility to help one when they're in trouble.
Indeed.
And I think each one reach one and teach one how to reach another. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Just say something quick. I do a broadcast, been doing broadcasts for 25 years. After Tupac was killed, I preached a sermon. I rapped a sermon that
you
morning.
Reverend?
Yeah, rapping.
That's right.
Black preachers rap.
All right, okay, all right.
Let me say this. I preach a sermon. I've been on air 25 years. We've got more requests for that sermon than in the 25 years I've been on the air, and I preach many subjects in many subjects. But that tape on Tupac, who will weep for Tupac? I will weep for Tupac Shakur. More requests than any other tape. Isn't that fascinating?
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
There is no question that rap music has changed an industry. It has touched our lives. What I appreciate about today is that this was a good forum for listening, a good forum for rapping in a different way, and a good forum for learning about a full life, not just a death. I gotta get to some singer. You gotta share the stage for a minute. And here is a young man I want you to meet, a young rapper who has a rap that he wrote in honor of Tupac, and mostly in honor for a call for peace. His name is Chill, and he's hot. Take it away.
Check it out, 96. It's for all the hip-hop heads out there that want to keep this alive, you know what I mean? No man, mister, tell me why you wanna slap a censor on my mouth or hang me down south. I thought this country was about freedom of speech, but now you're trying to creep and snatch the liberty from me. But I ain't gon' have it, cause we's about to bounce up like some rabbits and shake the static before the scene get dramatic. And I know, like you know, that the white man ain't got nothing to do with us killing Negroes. And it's a shame how things change, it's all a game. And it's a shame brothers get slain cause we the same. But the things to make fat meals and maintain. But it's plain that brothers die in vain, so it's drained. And parents worry because their kids buy it daily. And them babies get to see how life is crazy. Cause one dies, somebody else cries, someone tries. Just the everyday opportunity that's under the sky. So the main thing's to keep my head above the water, keep my rap stacked fat and raise my daughter. Rap is too strong for brothers to have to die, yet rap is too strong for mothers to have to cry. Rap is too strong and it's surely alive, and rap is too strong for it not to survive. Rap is too strong for mothers to have to die, ain't rap is too strong for mothers.